Welcome back, everybody. Today we're going over the CZ EVO Scorpion here. This one here is chambered in 9mm. It is being imported, as of now anyway, into the United States in pistol form, which is what we have it in right here. Obviously, around the world, this one's been used for a while by different law enforcement and military units, and we couldn't get it here in the U.S. due to our import laws, but CZ is now bringing it in pistol form, so that way it's fully legal to own, buy, purchase, and shoot here in the U.S. So what we're going to do today is go over some of the specifics of it because it's sort of a new gun here, so we'll get into the nitty-gritty details and then come back at the end and let you know what I think of it overall. Starting up front here, we do have an 18x1 thread pattern flash header on there. It is removable, so that way those of you folks out there that want to add suppressors for it, you certainly can do that. However, I don't know of a lot of suppressors here in the US with adapters for that thread pattern. I do expect that to change soon though, because I think this gun's going to be pretty popular with that. They do have the hand stop right here to prevent your hand going forward to ensure that you don't shoot yourself in the hand. That's always a good thing. We have 1913 style rails on both sides, top and bottom, so that way you can add any sort of lights, lasers, etc. that you want on there. On the top, I believe there's 11 inches of rail space on there for adding your optics on there, or really any other accessories you want, but plenty of room there even if you want to add like magnifiers or any sort of night vision device, anything like that. Underneath the handguard there, you have a 7.75 inch cold hammer forged factory lap barrel, so you can expect pretty good accuracy out of it, being that it's a blowback design and the barrel will not be moving like it would on some pistols out there. I haven't yet bench rested it. I plan on doing that once the SBR form comes back, so we'll actually be able to see what kind of accuracy we can get out of it with a few different loads, but I do expect pretty good accuracy out of it. The charging handle comes from the factory on the left side of the pistol, but can be switched over by the user to the right side if you're left-handed or if you just prefer right side charging handle. It functions very similar to some of the earlier HK guns where you can lock it back and open while locking your bolt back. So that way you can easily reload the pistol by putting in your magazine. Speaking of which, they come with two 20-round magazines. They will be offering 30-round magazines. That's what CZ tells me, and the MSRP on those is going to be $20, so street price should be a little bit lower. Can't complain about that. They're clear polymer. There is no metal reinforcements for those of you guys wondering, but obviously with Magpul coming out with the Glock mags as well, you can expect that they are probably pretty durable. And this pistol is a proven design. I mean, obviously they're new to America, but this design has been all around the world and has been adopted by several militaries and police forces. So I'm not too leery of the clear mags like I know some folks out there on the internet are. So far they've functioned 100%. But getting back to what I was talking about here with the charging handle, you just insert it in there, and then at that point you're just going to hit your charging handle forward, and at that point you just put your safety on fire and you're ready to go. After loading it, if you wanted to clear your pistol, you can use your magazine release here. It's ambidextrous, so you just push it forward on either side and the mag will drop free. Either loaded or unloaded, it'll drop free. And at this point, you can clear the round out of there by either pulling back on the charging handle and holding it up like we just showed you, or we can use our bolt release here. Similar to an AR, you just kind of pull down on it, push up, and you'll lock it, your bolt to the rear. And if you want to use that to reload for your next magazine, just push down on it and it'll send the bolt home. The sights it comes with really are pretty nice. They have serrations on both the front and the back here to cut down on glare as you're looking at it. And the front is very similar to what you see on an AR-15. You make your adjustments for elevation the same way you would on an AR-15. No difference there. On the rear here, we have our windage adjustments here on the side. It does come with a sight adjustment tool. I've also found that you can use a punch or even a 223 round or 5.56 round will work just fine if you want to make your windage adjustments there. but it comes with 4 apertures, which is really kind of cool. You have really very fine apertures for, extreme precision, and very wide open apertures if you want just a quick sight picture for rapid target acquisition. The safety lever here is ambidextrous. Obviously, red means dead, so to put it on fire, you're just going to push down and come back up when you're ready to go back on safe. Now, the pistol grip here, it does have a pretty good angle to it. I know a lot of the trends, particularly for personal defense type weapons, has been to go to more vertical angled grips. Now, that's a personal preference kind of thing, in my opinion. So there's no way to say if it's a good thing or a bad thing. If you like that sort of steeper grip angle, then you like it. If not, then you won't. The trigger on the pistol is pretty good. Not a match grade trigger by any means, but if you take a look there at the actual trigger face there, you'll see it is a serrated trigger, and pulls right around 8 to 9 pounds, which we'll show you here in a second. It's got a little bit of uptake to it, but the break is very crisp. So there's the uptake, hit to the wall. Not a lot of over travel at all, really very little over travel. And the reset is kind of average. We'll get out the trigger pull gauge here and show you what it's actually pulling at. That time we pulled right at 9 pounds. I'm not sure if there's just too much light and it's drowning it out there, but we'll reset it and try it again. And that time we had a little bit under it, so 8.5 pounds. So somewhere between 8.5 and 9.5 pounds. But I'm going to tell you, like I said, the wide trigger does make it feel lighter than that, and it is pretty crisp. So not match grade, but who knows, down the road somebody may come out with something like that. The rear plate here is removable, but as it comes from the factory, it does have several different sling attachment points on the plate itself, as well as here on the gun, and also up front. Now, there is an adapter that looks like this. It comes with the actual aluminum housing here for the actual adapter that slides right in there, as well as the CAC tube here for your pistol braces. This will be available from CZ on their website for $80, and it's very simple to change out. There's just a little button right here that you push in with a punch, pull up, and then slide this right back on, snap it in. It's very, very simple. Disassembly is pretty simple. You just want to lock the bolt back by pulling back here on a charging handle and locking it in place. There's a little pin right here on the right side of the pistol. You're going to push that through, pull out here on your left side. Now at this point, you just want to either kind of pull down your mag. Well, you can do it on the trigger guard as well. It doesn't really matter. This piece will come right out. And you can see here we have a very large ejector there for reliable extraction and ejection. There's your trigger. And so it's very easy to get in there and clean. You can, obviously you want to hold the hammer if you're going to let it go forward, but you can get in there and clean right behind it. Very simple setup, easy to use, easy to service. Here is our gigantic bolt, again, for the blowback design. And what you want to do to get that out is just take your finger in there. Let's see if I can get it better on camera here, and just kind of pull back and then up. So as we're looking at it here, or down for the pistol, but as you see it, backing up. So you're going to pull back and up, and it comes out. And there is your bolt assembly, as well as your recoil spring and all that stuff. So very simple design, proven technology. Take a look at the size of that extractor. That thing is gigantic. So a lot of force there pulling it out of the chamber, which is really good, especially when the gun becomes dirty. But one big, easy moving design there, nothing really complex. And you'll note there that if you take a look in there, you'll see a gigantic feed ramp in there. It is polished up in there, so shouldn't have any issues with any hollow points. We've put some Hornady tap rounds through it so far, along with the minimum ammunitions. It's had zero issues with reliability at all. It's fed everything just fine. To reassemble the gun, we're just going to go in reverse order. Put our bolt carrier back in there, and you just want to make sure you push it down and get it locked back there in the rear. Now we'll put our trigger pack in there, and we just want to slide it back down into place and push the pin forward. Do a functions check, and that's it. One big factor that's going to draw a lot of folks to this pistol that I didn't talk about already is going to be the price point. Now, the MSRP is $849, and street price is probably going to be a little bit lower, as you can imagine. Obviously, right now, as this video is coming out, demand for these is very high. So they're somewhat hard to get, but CZ tells me they're going to be increasing production to get them out there to everybody who wants one for the price anyway. So I think they're really going to be popular pistols. So far, like I said, reliability has been 100%. Can't really test accuracy all that well in a pistol format. Like I said, once I get my Form 1 tax stamp back, we can throw a stock on there. We'll actually be able to get a little bit better measure of what the actual accuracy is. On that note, as of right now, CZ USA is waiting for word back from the ATF as to whether or not they can import their side folding factory stock and whether it'll be 922R compliant. I don't know on that. I just talked to CZ USA today as I filmed this video to see if there's any updates. There aren't. So we're waiting on word on that. Either way, we'll be able to, hopefully use that side folding, I should say, factory stock, because obviously it looks good on there. It's designed to be right on there. It's very lightweight, so that's something a lot of folks are going to like. But if not, there are other options that we can have out there due to the way the backplate here works. So one way or another, we'll get it figured out, and there will be a part 2 of this video when the actual Form 1 comes back, and it'll be in SBR form, so it should be a little bit more fun at that point. But hopefully for right now, we answered most of the questions that you guys had. If you guys have any others, you can always post below in the comment section as always. You can also post over at my Facebook page. But thanks for watching, guys. Hope you learned something. Hope you had a little bit of fun, and I hope to see you in the next video.